Hi everyone, this is Wayne Rivers at Performance Construction Advisors, where we do what? You should know by now, we build better contractors. This week I want to talk about building a bench that's able to pivot. Don't forget about boot camp. The 26th boot camp kicks off in February in Dallas, so contact Charlotte and she'll get you the information that you need. This comes from the CEO briefing. You know, I can't go too long without a vlog from the CEO briefing. August 22nd, 25, written by CJ Prince. And she talks about Heather Perry, who's the CEO of Klatch Coffee. Klatch Coffee is, well, obviously a chain of coffee shops. And instead of their traditional sort of organic, modest, slow growth, they're on the cusp of opening 20 new stores. And Heather Perry says, the coffee will be fine. She's just not worried about that. She said, it's the people I worry about, and she's exactly right. And it doesn't matter whether you're in coffee shops or construction companies or whatever industry you're in, it's always about the people. Construction is a people business, and it will be a people business. Now, what about this is important to you? Well, come on, construction is a people business, right? So let me read this. This is from Sean O'Moraine, who's head of talent management at Gartner. And he said, CEOs worry not only about hiring for their skills needs today, but also how to predict their needs a year or two down the road and make sure the company is building the necessary internal pipelines and treating succession planning as a long-term investment in adaptability rather than crisis response. In the current climate, if the talent strategy isn't their talent strategy, if they've outsourced it to their HR department, they've missed a trick. So what he's saying is CEOs, senior leaders, need to be very, very involved in developing and managing their talent pipelines. And I agree with that. I think that's for me, going forward, that is one of the key things that I want to stay involved with is making sure that we have the right talent, we're developing new talent, et cetera, as time goes on. A few tips from the article. The first thing is, when you're thinking about your talent strategy, shift from proficiency to potential. So, if you think about the traditional thing, you get a resume and you look at it and wow, this is great experience. You may be willing in the future to accept less experience, maybe far less experience, for people that are super intelligent, super ambitious. You're looking for their potential, not what they can do today in the moment, but what they might be able to do for you 18 months or even 18 years from now. You're looking for a fit. Number one, that's for us, it's always fit. Competency, agility, the potential to grow and learn. And they used Prince used a paradoxical statement, autonomous but collaborative. People who can work alone, autonomously, but also collaborate with teams. Wow, that's that paradoxical skill set. If you can find that, by gosh, you certainly want it. 2, reconsider your work expectations. There's rising disengagement, as we've alluded to in previous vlogs. Prince wrote that today only 44% of employees will support the latest senior leadership change initiatives, and that's down from 74% 10 years ago, so almost cut in half in terms of supporting senior leadership's plans for change. They said one of the big things for creating better work environments is recognition, what we would call appreciations, recognition, transparent communications, and having clear growth paths for rising leaders. The third thing, culture is an imperative. How many times have we said that? Culture has become a competitive business imperative. It's always mattered, but now it may be your only sustainable advantage. As companies grapple with AI disruption, macroeconomic shocks, and demographic shifts, long-term success increasingly hinges on their ability to evolve from the inside out. You can't outthink every possible scenario. You have to build a bench that's able to pivot. So culture is an imperative, and I guess we don't need to continue to restate that. One of the quotes in the article is, companies are only made up of 2 things, money and people. I don't know, but maybe that's true. I don't know. The companies are only made of 2 things, money and people. And corporations tend to understand one but not the other. Which do they understand? Well, the money. It's hard to understand human beings, of course, but that's the point. If you're growing and improving your culture, you're becoming more and more and more adept at understanding human beings, what motivates them, what they need, how you can help them get more of what they want so they can help you get more of what you want. And finally, about compensation. For mid-sized companies, that's us, right? That's our contractors. The struggle to compete on salary alone, culture becomes the key differentiator. Reassuring them about your long-term plans will be critical to get people to take the leap. So when we design succession plans for contractors, one of the things, the ultimate piece of it is the communication plan for the succession plan. So it's not enough to have a succession plan for your top 2 or 3 senior leaders. You've got to have a plan for communicating that out to everybody in the organization. It depends at least in some part on those senior leaders for competent and intelligent decisions. At his company, the interviewee says, I've interviewed hundreds of people over the years, and I still believe it's one of the most important things a CEO can do. Absolutely, I agree 110% with that. CEOs must be involved in getting the right people on the bus and getting them in the right seats. Let me know what you think. Send me an email, wrivers@performanceconstruction.com. And this is Wayne Rivers from PCA, where we build better contractors.